Fine young girl, lovely day for body. This thing they call love, not serious affair. Make you think well before you breathe. I beg you, if you love life, you are well. Oh yes, sir. If you love me, you will wait for me.
This thing they call love, not serious affair. Make you think well before.
When we came into this business, it was the time Michael Jackson and this and that Western artist. King Sunny Ade represents the group or genre of music that insisted on using the Nigerian language, using Nigerian instruments, using Nigerian music to sell this country to the outside world. Many of us come in with Awana Gonna, hey, this, that, all kinds of foul language. And you can't be more American than the Americans. Besides, they are bored with their culture. They're looking towards yours. You ought to be proud of what God has given you, and that is what you project to the world. He taught us this, to appreciate who we are and to use it to sell our culture, sell our country, put our country in a very good light. And we picked up early on this. And if you go back to all of us, our greatest hits are those songs where we tapped from our culture. And for that, and on behalf of all the Nigerian musicians, I would like to say thank you, sir. Thank you.
If you love me, wait for me.
Yes, every new team is always a surprise to me. Even meeting Queen Onyeka here is a surprise because I didn't know she's coming. So I overheard her voice and I said, that must be her. And here she comes. Everything is a surprise.
If you love me, wait for me.
It was more of an honor. He's a senior colleague. Please let us not put King Sunny Ade and Onyeka on the same platform. He's a senior colleague who had made a name before I came into the industry. So the first time I was meeting him, it makes you, when people react to you, you wonder why are they excited. I reacted that way to him. And then to be given the opportunity to work with him was an opportunity of a lifetime, because when you think back at it, we were the first people to do a duet in the history of Nigerian music. It wasn't common then for artists to work together. There were always, big egos to deal with. But there was this senior colleague reaching out to me and, pulling me up and saying, come, let's do this together. So you can imagine what an honor it was and what a pleasure it was. And I had so much to learn from him. And like you said, it's a timeless piece. There are actually 3 songs that we did together, and any one of them, you can play at any time. So for me, it was an awesome meeting. And I remember it was at P-Man, we were gathering together to form P-Man. That was where we met and then took it off from there. King Sunny Ade, you never know, and very often it's like he will just say, "Okay, let's do." So I don't know. It could happen, but then if it doesn't, because there are other artists. What we've done is enough to show Nigerian artists that artists can put away their egos and in humility come together and create something. So we've already set the standard. So for me, it's so fulfilling, and it's a lifelong thing. I mean, nobody can go back and recreate what we have done. We've already done it. So if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, I'm so satisfied. I'm so honored and privileged to have had the opportunity to work with him in the past.
Well, it is a special one, simply because those who are helping me to organize it, tempo management, the it happens to be like this is their first outing, and they are ready to do whatever anything is going to take to make sure it's a very good one. And again, having a date for a special day for a birthday celebration, and it is a different show entirely. They want me to sit down like you sat now, the distinguished high-class artists, both young and old. They want to be on the stage doing it for me. I even begged them, the management, temple management, that I am going to play. Let me be part of it, because when they're doing it, I don't know how people used to feel when you're performing on the stage and you saw people, people shouting, raising their hands, clapping, enjoying themselves. You can only feel it afar. But now I want to be in that position to see big artists doing it for me. You can imagine now sharing it to other people, but it's mainly doing it for me. So it is for me now to participate, to be part of it. And that's one thing that I beg for them to believe they all had in their mind, that I'm going to perform along with them. And it's a special day that up to now I'm just thinking of what can I do? But I trust God, and I am ready, whatever happens, like she said. You can't tell. When it comes, it comes. You know, my sister, let's go. This is what is on the ground. So I have a list of all the young artists now lined up that we have to do this and that. So I'm happy that mere hearing that Kingston had a celebration 70th anniversary, 70 years on this planet, she agreed to be there. Other people agreed to be there. So it's something that is just something in me that making me. If you feel my pulse now, you see me shaking because I'm before the camera. I'm trying to hide it. So. I'm still praying to Almighty God that day I don't do something that people will say, let's take him to the hospital. But up to now, I'm just thinking of what to do. If I did a break dance, if somebody has done it before, jump upstairs and come back. But I still I would try my possible best, because I've been saying my best is yet to come, and I keep on doing what I know. And me and seeing the artists surrounded me, for me, I must do something that will make people say, oh, thank you, Sonny, for bringing us here.
No, I don't think so. I think we really have to have a bit of understanding in this regard, that people develop. We didn't come on stage and become what we are today. We went through certain experiences. I think the young people are doing very well. I think they're trying. We may have some criticism here and there over the lyrics. I particularly don't like all the shaking bum that is going on, particularly since it's the women who are doing the shaking and the men are not doing much of the shaking. So, that to me is an issue. But other than that, let's allow them to go through the process of growing, of gathering experience and getting better. King Sunny Ade said something here. He always tries to outdo himself, to give his best at any given time. And that, I think, is responsible for him getting straight to the top and having stayed at the top all these years. This is something we have picked up from him, that you have to give your best and try to outdo yourself at any given point in your career. And hopefully these younger ones will lean on us for that and gain that experience and run with it. I've been releasing, all throughout, I've never stopped. Even while I was serving as a public administrator, I've been releasing, and maybe I will drop some of my stuff for you guys. But the channels of distribution has changed. And so when people look at me and say, we haven't seen you on stage, I say, you haven't been looking. So it's been going on and will continue. But maybe we need to up the ante a little bit. And I think that credit goes to people like Temple for what they're doing with King Sunny Ade. And I'd really like to give them a shout out and say thank you for bringing us together to honor this great artist that God has blessed Nigeria with. And I'm hoping that
Thank you, Temple.
I'm hoping that they are going to do more. One of the things we've had to deal with in the past is really having proper management. There was a time not too long ago when an artist, you had to be your own manager, you had to be your road manager, you had to be your own designer, you had to be your own songwriter, you had to be your own coordinator, you had to do makeup artist, costume, everything you had to do by yourself. But right now there is a better distribution of labor, and people are coming with their own expertise into this industry. And that's why people like King Sunny Ade they're not done yet. He's just starting a new phase.
Amen.
Where people are, no, it's true, where people are going to see the other sides that he possessed. And so this 70th birthday is an unveiling of the next stage of King Sunny Ade, not just as a person, but as an artist who has so much more to give to the Nigerian people and to the world.
I just want to play this guitar that day and auction it out. Whoever has it. I would like every year at the same time to phone the person and then say, how my baby doing there? So I have some babies other places, especially like in Phoenix, Arizona now. I have the biggest gallery there. I have my own portion there, which they have my guitars and my attire. So, but here in Nigeria, I love something new. So I don't think it happened before to play guitar and they give it out for auction. So that is it. Because it's good if I give it in my gallery. But if it's in my gallery, I have to show you and say, this is the guitar I played so time, and that's the end of it. But if it's in another people's home or house or gallery, then I will be able to say, refer to so place. It's part of, and I want everybody to be proud of it, whoever takes it. Well, if you're talking about equality, you have two ways. First, the whole world have gone into computer age. And the studios in Nigeria before, all over Nigeria, in Africa as well, they are standard quality studios. But we're losing a lot of them that we couldn't. But now the changes are, when you do things now, either hunter, then you have to pass it through different kinds of effects, software, modules, whatever, so till you get what you want. But on the radio, on the set, and everywhere in the whole world, they are now setting it into to suit the ears, get either bigger than before. So those are the changes. But the real music, before you put it, raw music, before you put it into any effect at all, is something that we have to work, like you said. People now, I remember sometimes ago now that an artist said, this hit record was recorded within 4 hours. We'll just go into the studio and in 4 hours, that hit record, if it is on our own from in those days, would take you almost 3 months, because you have to continue to do it, and for you to select until they tell you, I think this is okay. Let's release it. Because we'll be having one thing or the other to add more. They say, let's release. Leave it to us until when it's been released and you now see the reaction of the people. Oh, that's a nice record. Oh, that's the time you have to believe. Then you'll be praying. When are you going to do the next one? What will you sing? What will you do? And we are much more today, much more interested in music. I'm talking about the young folks now, because their families have already allowed them to do so. In those days, they don't. I remember when we are trying to form a PMA, we have to go from house to house. We have to look for musicians. Either they hold on, and we have to look for them. We'll go from here to the north, to the east, to the south, and look for them. Now we just want to form an association where we will have to speak in one voice. It's not that we're coming to record. We don't have a studio. Studios belongs to different companies, and those different companies, they have their own selection. It's not now that you can try your own on the Facebook and then you can be big like that. But in another area of changes is like, I hope all the stars we have now, can they play as good as what they've done on the stage? So it's the only changes there, because I, like me, other old folks will stick to that. What you can perform on the record, you're supposed to be able to do that on the stage. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, even better. Because the moment you're doing it like that, you would like to put some jara to make it different and nicer than what you've done before. Well, I keep on asking that kind of a question from some of them. First of all, the economy of then they will say the law. Then the economy is not as bad as this before. Why now? They said, economy, please tell me the truth. I said, look, it is piracy. How come? And they now point to me and say, before you can do an album, takes a long time and money. Then how about the video? Takes more money. From the artist, from the company. Then at the end of the day, before the release of the date, you will see it on the street, selling it to you. It happens even on those who are recording films. You know, AY sometimes the girl was shouting that this film, 30 Days in Atlanta, because I was in Atlanta by that time when they are recording. I didn't show, but I saw a lot of them are going up and down with all these trucks, big trucks going up and down. Then at the end of the day, when I saw him in Nigeria, I said, congratulations, I hope that film will be released. And I said, yes. Well, I said, well, look, I did die you. What is killing you? It's been pirated. Oh, Jesus Christ. Then I don't know what to say, because I remember my own too. When you're on the street and somebody was, Sonny, oh, this is your new record. This is how do you get it? I will come down from the car, pursuing them. So at the end of the day, they'll grab them, they'll say, take us, JJ. This is where we got it. Because how many will you arrest? It is the law of the land. Now that the government is coming up, we want them to make it boom. It will help both artists and you people selling records. Today, if you go anywhere, I don't know how protected your own organization is. I pray it's going to be well protected, because if you go out now and say, hey, I love that music. Can you record it for me? Within a short time, probably is only what you want or more. So those are the things that's hitting us in Nigeria: the piracy, the law and also the economy. Now that the economy is, we are trying, everybody's guiding it not to go into recession, guiding it. When you're talking of music now, it's a different aspect. Now you can record on Facebook, whatever on that. But the protection is what I'm giving me concern.
The government has tried, but there, as King Sanyade was saying, not enough in the area of piracy. That has been an issue we've been harping on. And government has not really got a handle on it. And individual artists, we have suffered. The other area, I would believe, is copyright. That's still an area where we're not getting our full due. And even when the artists are making money now from ringtones and what have you, but the service providers have to do a lot better in paying. I don't think many of the artists know that their music is even used. And so some people are collecting the money and the artist is not getting paid for it. So there are many areas. You don't just stop and say we've solved the problem. We have to keep going at it and improving our ways of handling the industry, because this is a huge industry that's not just about King Sanyade and Onyeka, Onwenu and the artists. It's about the people who are around us, who are making money around us, the studios, the publicists, the this, the that. All of us are in this industry together, and this is an industry that should pay Nigeria more than oil. And I will urge this particular government to pay attention. They're not paying enough attention.
Means a lot. You know, it's like placing you in the middle of the world recognized stars. Have to do with internet. It's a lot. So I'm just too happy to have that. And it's happening in Nigeria. And the first time happening in Nigeria, my home. If I go there, I will thank them, or they will bring it back home. This is how it looks like. But it's happening in the right hand. Even in this Lagos, it's happening. So like the way for me, we were given an award. We were invited to the United States of America. They take good care of us. We were given an award. We came back home. Well, that is for a certain, but an induction to Hall of Fame or Hard Rock Hall of Fame is something that's it's a big recognition. And I'm happy that on behalf of all the artists in Nigeria, that this is one of your artists that is taking that. I happen to be the first one to go into nomination of the Grammy Awards 2 times, and I'm praying somebody has to. Nigeria, we have to, by the grace of God, soonest. And that's why I said my best is yet to come, because I'm working on so many things that will make Nigeria be on the platform of the whole world. We are now in the center of the world. Musically, we're in the center of the world. And then when we go from here to abroad now, they will know Nigeria, Nigeria. On the film, they will say, oh, Nigeria, Nigeria. Yes, on the field too, football, Nigeria, Nigeria. On everything, Nigeria, Nigeria. But where we'll have an artist or bunch of artists, I'm talking about we Nigerian artists, saying the government of Lagos or the federal government are creating a place now, like Hollywood. All you can find there, the artists, this is coming. But we have to work towards it. Rome wasn't built in a day. That's my dream. Well, first of all, I used to tell anyone I met, even if it greeting me, oh, yes, I put my hands. across them and said, listen, please do me a favor. I don't know how people used to say I have a cool-headed attitude. I said, if it is good, people are saying it, practice it too. I know you are, but I want people to say it to you too. So it's not like I want you to be like me, I want you to have a good, no. But if it is on the air or anywhere, I'll say, please, you the young folks, we are together today, but we're still going to leave it for you for against tomorrow. Don't be too ambitious. Respect yourself and respect others. Others means you respect yourself, respect whoever is older than you, and respect to the juniors, you know. Because the junior is coming to be you. You are going to be old. And then the old is going to be an ancestor. So you have to think about that. When you think of that, what you want to achieve will come to you. And then you respect the law of the land. By way, government says you should not do this. Don't do it, because what you'll be working for, a single line of criminal attitude can make it upside down. And then to gather it together, it will be difficult. So I used to say that humility, I think is a God's given, but when I started growing up, maybe from the fear that I came from the royalty, how can you play music? Because they're supposed to play music for you. Why you play music? So I saw myself as a black sheep. I saw myself as somebody, when they are writing, maybe in future, they say, no, you cannot be king. I wouldn't mind, but this is what I want. So from there, I decided not to drink, not to smoke. I do my thing, the little I can do. But when it comes to humility, if people appreciate humility in you, you're supposed to make use of it on your own. Well, let me be frank with you. I am here to. The reason is until when I saw what we discussed now in place, then I'll cross my line and say, thank God, I have achieved, I have fulfilled. But at the moment now, I don't even see myself at 70. I just see myself so young with the level to that, the young folks. To achieve, we need to achieve that. Because in Africa today, we are the biggest. As per country, per population, and even in artistic world, we have those talents here. We're lucky now that when the studios are not coming up, the piracy have told them to go away by force. You people came. There's another area of saying God loves this country. If the studio have gone, there's another studio. Invisible Studio is here. So we now move from the planet now to the air. So we are all in the air now doing things. So I believe that things will work. It will work. God will make every one of you do what you feel like to do in this world. And the spirit of Nigeria, the spirit of Africa, the spirit of the world, the spirit of music and entertainment will help every one of us to achieve it. I am here to achieve what I want.
Same answer. We're not there yet. Every day you just keep striving. The day you begin to feel that, oh, look at me, here I am, and I've done it, you're gone. It's time for you to just, but we keep thanking God for the much He has allowed us and given us the opportunity and the talent to do. And we keep looking up to Him to do more. And there is always something to be improved on. Even if it is guiding the younger ones, we're still doing that. So you're never satisfied, really. And you should never be.
If you love me, wait.